To the Lobi, archery just isn't a hobby. It's their history, and it's their identity. It's what sets them apart from all the other ethnicities in Burkina. Unfortunately, outside factors that came to the village encouraged the Lobi to suppress their traditional ways of living. So when I arrived in village, I didn't even know people had bows, but I slowly discovered they all had them, hanging in their houses, yet untouched. I could see other traditions disappearing in front of me as well, and it really made me concerned when I would sit around with the locals and they would tell amazing stories of the past involving ceremonies and traditions that happened just a few years ago, but they said probably wouldn't be happening anymore. Traditions that have gone on longer than anyone can remember. Even though I was just a teacher in the village, I really wanted to let them know that most of their traditions aren't a bad thing, and that they shouldn't throw them all away because they think that living like a Westerner will improve their situations. I wanted to encourage them to preserve some of these great customs. I was introduced to the bow and arrow by the mayor. He and a couple of his friends were the only ones in town that would once in a while shoot recreationally, and they invited me along. At that point, I think it had been the greatest experience I had had in Africa, which made me really bothered by the fact that something so unique to their ethnicity and such a great pastime that they used to take so much pride in was just disappearing. So after I realized that almost every Lobi owned a bow but just didn't use it, I worked with a couple of men in village and we decided to hold a competition. It went surprisingly well. It garnered a lot of interest from the village. For me, it was just a nice break from school. And at the end of it, they were already asking me when the next one would be. All I did, aside from organizing it, was suggest that they find small contributions from the community and have the participants pay a small entrance fee that can be used as prizes to entice more people. The next tournament, more people showed up, and the competition got stronger. For the next tournament that we set up, I insisted that the women participate and take an equal cut of the prizes. Right before I left the village, the mayor gathered people together and got some chickens to eat. He stood up and gave thanks for my work with the schools, and said he thought they were fortunate to have someone who enjoyed archery as much as one of them, and he handed me a bow as a gift from the town. When I began the tournaments, it was just a personal project, something I wasn't even thinking about including in my reports. But it turned out to be one of my favorite and most memorable projects I did with the village. Most of the village didn't see all the work I did at the school with the kids for 2 years. Often you'll find that people in villages that host humanitarian workers don't really know what they do, but they're just fortunate to have them. A lot of people in the region I only saw through doing polio vaccinations or other vaccinations. They probably thought I came as a doctor of some kind. Others only saw me helping people with their gardens around the area, so they might think I came as an agricultural specialist. Many people only saw me out socializing and drinking the local alcohol. Maybe they thought it was so good that I decided to stay for 2 years. But since my primary job working with the kids kept me hidden in a schoolroom most days, I'm pretty sure most of the people in my village will think it was my job to set up archery tournaments.
We are young, we are weak, just as blank as we are bleak, too far gone in our heads. We are living, working in cold. place where they gave us suits that day.